All right, everybody, welcome back to another Mouthpiece Entertainment movie review. I am Nick P.
And I am Diana. Hi, guys.
And today we are covering Last Night in Soho. Diana, you want to give me an idea of what this movie is about?
So this is a psychological thriller. It takes place in London. A young girl moves from the countryside to go to fashion school in London. And
It's 1960s London.
No, 1960s is where she travels to mysteriously to start seeing the past.
My bad.
She ends up in this place, and at night she starts it seems like she's dreaming of this woman who's like a singer in the past. And it takes place in the 60s, and it starts getting progressively darker throughout the movie. At first it's very whimsical, very fun for her, very new and different and exciting from what she experiences in life, and she very much enjoys seeing things from the perspective of this other woman. And then as things progress, it starts getting pretty terrible, and she goes through it, man.
Oh, she definitely does go through it. So Last Night in Soho, we have a somewhat annoying character as soon as we meet her. They're trying to impress upon us that she's very innocent, that she's very young, she doesn't have a lot of exposure to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it was given to us at first, she seemed kind of grating.
I actually thought she was going to be very taxing in the beginning, but it improved throughout the movie. The character we're talking about is played by Thomasin McKenzie, who, if you've seen the M. Night Shyamalan movie that just came out this year, she's one of the characters in that movie. And after watching her in that, I was not sure how I felt about this movie, but she actually delivered more than I thought she was going to. I was kind of impressed by the end.
She definitely did, and her 1960s counterpart was played by Anya Taylor-Joy, who I have not seen her fail in any role yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, honestly, I thought the cast in general for this movie was pretty on point. I didn't really have any complaints about the acting. The male character, what is it, John, played by Michael J.O., or I don't know how to say his last name. It's like A-J-A-O, but his character was probably the one that threw me off the most, because he was such a nice guy, and I really was expecting him to turn around and do something terrible, but no, he really kept the same energy the whole movie,
which annoyed me.
I know.
So when it comes to these things, I don't like when we have the main character who is multifaceted and everybody around them is just one-dimensional, because it just really, it sucks you out of it a little bit. I mean, this person has nothing else except for this one fucking lane, such as her bitchy roommate.
Yeah, I think a majority of the characters around her did have that very base, like you said, one-faceted character description, except for Sandy, the one who played by Anya Taylor-Joy. She definitely was a good match and a good counterpoint for I think Thomasin McKenzie. Yeah,
definitely. So when it comes down to it, there wasn't a weak performance in the bunch. I would say there are some spots that Matt Smith gave us that were a little but this is just how Matt Smith is. So
I like the story though. The twist in the end was pretty fun, and
I did not catch on to it. You caught on to it.
I did. I caught on to it way before they revealed who the bad guy was, I guess, and I was like, oh my god, I figured it out. But it was well done, and they left if you pay attention well enough, they do leave breadcrumbs throughout the movie to kind of catch you up to base with who the egregious character is in the end. But it was a good movie, I thought.
Definitely. And when it comes down to it, Edgar Wright is the one that gave us this. He also gave us Shaun of the Dead, with a whole bunch of other things. Hot Fuzz, great stuff. And of course, Baby Driver was the one before this. He has a very distinct filming style, which on this, he made sure that the soundtrack fit with what was happening in the show or in the movie. When you mention the soundtrack when it comes to an Edgar Wright movie, the soundtrack itself is a character.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. It definitely gave to the story. And man, just the visual style of it, like it was very visually striking, very visually appealing. The whole movie told stories within stories.
Definitely.
And that, like every piece of it, when it came together, made it enjoyable for me. The end. I know for you it was a little bit long and drawn out for some parts, but for me, I was so engaged the whole time, and I very much enjoyed the storytelling that was done.
Yeah. See, there's certain movies when it comes to those dragging areas where they're just trying to get a whole lot of exposition out instead of actually showing us what's going on, you get sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, he didn't do anything to, jolt you back into the frame. So, yeah, it had its dry parts, but what movie doesn't? Dune. But overall, it was a solid offering. So
yeah, I thought the graphics were pretty good too, and
visually, if you can find something in this movie visually to complain about, you just like to complain.
I would have to agree with you.
Now, is this going to be winning any Academy Awards or anything like that? Probably not.
I'd be surprised, but it's worth watching for sure, I'd say.
It's definitely worth your while. So, I mean, out of what are we doing? A scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5?
1 to 10, I think we've been doing.
Yeah, so I would give this a solid 6.
I was going to give it a 7. For me, it was a little bit higher than a 6. I would watch it again easily, so.
I would change the channel if the remote was within reach. But yeah, this was still a solid offering. Don't listen to the 6 and think it's a bad thing. It is a solid movie.
Yeah, that's high for you.
You will enjoy it. You definitely will enjoy it. But yeah, got any closing notes?
No, I would just, like I said, this was a good one. I would recommend checking it out. And thanks for watching with us, guys.
All right. Thanks for watching. Just remember to donate to the Patreon if this is the kind of entertainment you like. Other than that,
like and subscribe. Thanks.
Like and subscribe.
Bye.